Hey there guys, Solo here. Welcome to my new potential Let's Play of Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney on the Switch too, but it's part of the HD collection that was released last year. I think it was towards the end of last year that it was released. But yeah, we're going to be starting this up too. It's kind of funny, but I'm just returning back to the channel and I'm already going to be doing Let's Play. I think I'm going to do what I was doing back then when I first started YouTube. I'm going to be doing a combination of Let's Plays of certain games and boss runs of certain games, and well, of course, Phoenix Wright is going to be one of the ones I'm going to do a Let's Play of. Because you can't really do a boss run in Phoenix Wright, I don't think so. there are kind of like boss fights in this series, but it wouldn't be all that exciting compared to East 9 or whatever. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be starting this up too. Now, the Phoenix Wright series is, the Ace Attorney series has been a series I actually got into not that long ago. I think it was around 2017 that a friend of mine introduced me to it. And honestly, even introduced is kind of a strong word, because honestly, I knew of the series, I just never really got into it until my friend was like, "Hey, it's pretty good." And this is when Spirit of Justice was, I think it was out. I don't know which year Spirit of Justice came out, because again, I never really got played the series when this series was coming out. But probably, yeah, I did try it out on the 3DS. I fell in love with the series. I marathoned it, and every time I got paid, I just got the next series. Then I got Apollo Justice, and I went to Dual Destinies, and of course, Spirit of Justice. And I'm anxiously waiting for the next game. Hopefully, we'll hear something about it this year. But anyway, we're starting this thing up. So, I love this series. This is one of my favorite series. It's kind of funny, because I actually got into the series right after, I think, Zero Escape. Anyway, let's start the first turnabout. I think my first visual novel was, of course, Danganronpa, then Zero Escape. Anyway, of course, the first scene in the series is blood. Gasp, gasp. Now, the cool thing about this is, comparatively to Danganronpa, is you actually see the sometimes, in some cases, you'll actually see the person, the killer. I'm trying to say. I don't know what I was thinking of a different word. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Okay, that maniacal laugh wasn't necessary. Lord. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hey, it's Mia. Oh, hiya, Chief. Looking as beautiful as always, Mia. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder case right off the bat like this. This says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything's all over! Yeah, that's him. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair. Okay, even though I was mentioning Danganronpa, this is not Danganronpa. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Alright, Larry, what is it now? Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in the world without her. I'm assuming he means the defendant that got killed at the beginning of this episode. Not defendant, the victim, excuse me. I can't. Who would take her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. So this is a case of a boyfriend getting accused of killing his girlfriend. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. I like how they classify murder trials simple. Well, they are as simple as you can get, I suppose. Well, rather than like thievery or whatever. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The man who was arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. Interesting name, by the way. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, whenever something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That's why I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's what I'm going to do. Let's do this, Phoenix. Cool. Yeah, my commentary is out of whack, so forgive me. Anyway, this is the battlefield. The courtroom. With me by our side, we cannot lose. I pray to God we don't. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor? Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I am a little nervous. Your conduct during the trial is decided the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge, but your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. But thank you, Your Honor. That's alright. Given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and consistently. There's going to be a couple of things in this game that's going to not make sense, like the judge asking a lawyer questions. I would assume this would never happen in real life and such. But the best thing I can really say is it's a video game. You isn't really supposed to be taken seriously, even though they do borrow elements from the real world. It's at the end of the day, it's a game, so you really shouldn't take it seriously. I've actually watched a few videos of actual lawyers playing these games and watching the anime. And it's kind of funny hearing their points of view about it too. It's just a game. It's all for fun. And from what I heard it's actually kind of a combination of the Japanese and the court system, Japanese and American court system. And the first episode doesn't really represent how this game works, since you're just thrown into the courtroom. There's an investigation period you have before it, but whatever. I'm getting into semantics. Anyway, let's continue. Please state the name of the defendant in this case, which of course is Mr. Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me the victim's name. Well, we know this now, I think. Well, I know this one. Glad. I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Oh. No, wait, I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? Don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the CR button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it off and do it for me, please? I'm begging you. That's right. Who is the victim in this case? Well, let's follow me as advice and see who it is. Of course, we have our evidence, which is, of course, our attorney's badge, which is helpful in some situations later on in the game, and we have the autopsy reports of Mr. Cindy. Then press R1 again, we actually get the profiles of the people we know on the case. In this case, we only know 4 people. And of course, we know Cindy Stone. She is the victim. Age 22. The victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. Alright, so we know who it is. It's Miss Cindy Stone. Mia Fey. No. Okay, I'm recording. For me, I didn't think my Elgato wasn't recorded. That would be annoying. The victim's name is Miss Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because of what? Was I described because she was... Well, let's go back and you saw the autopsy report. Cause of death, blood loss... Well, sorry, loss of blood due to more trauma. So, blood loss, and she was hit with the head. We saw her head pouring out of her... Excuse me. Pouring out of her at the beginning of the episode. So, yeah, he hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all the questions. I see no reason we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. Well, that's understandable. I mean, God forbid your client's face in your hands. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright told us, the victim was found with a blunt object, which explained to the court just what that object was. The murder weapon was this statue, the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Alright, so a statue of the shape of the Thinker was rather heavy. I wouldn't even think that would kill somebody. You just smack him in the head with it. Right. It's kind of funny whenever they say right with the ellipses. It'd be like, right, let's do this. No. Right, be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Until later we can get introduced to other shenanigans like perception. Wait, what's it? Yeah, perceive? Wait, is it perceive that Apollo has? Yeah, perceive. And the moon matrix. But I'm getting into that later. Use the R button to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendants, Mr. Larry Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might come. Remember, that might help your client's case. You get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Well, let's hope he actually maintains his tongue. Along with his eye twitch. Mr. Butts, is it not true that your victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were raised together. We were Romeo and Juliet. Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. Wasn't to you anyway. Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas, one of them, the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it. Lies! I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Right, the victim apparently arrived the day before Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder. Okay, cool. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but she did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, he's in disbelief now. We can clearly see what kind of woman she is, Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Wait a minute, is he badgering him? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah. That's when damage or Casey can say something out of the way. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Yeah, stop him. Yeah, I'd better stop him now. My client had no idea, or I had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Ha, I got you there, Payne. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? Oh, Lord. That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. That's nice, Larry. Anyway, let's continue with this trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yep, he pretty much damaged our case by saying that. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Yeah, and we just started this damn thing too. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Yeah. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. Oh, he went. What do I do? Well, he is under oath, so he needs to answer honestly. So tell the truth. This may even further damage our case, but at least we have some truth in this case. Tell the truth! Finger points. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. Yeah, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. So if you guys are kind of pick up what's going to be going on, you guys can pretty much guess who the witness is going to be. But for those who don't know, we'll actually go a little further and see if your assumptions are correct. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is this witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. Yeah, really bad. The day of the murder. My witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawich to the stand. Yep, as we figured. The person who actually did the deed. Mr. Sawich, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh, yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawich, you may proceed with your testimony. You should tell the court what you saw the day of the murder. Now, for those who are just thinking this is going to be a series of dialogue, well, A, you're right, and B, we'll be actually doing some interaction now. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions, when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must have been in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to the nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the first time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who saw was running without doubt. The defendant sitting over there. Wait a minute. 1 p.m.? But didn't she die, yeah, between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m.? Between those times. Interesting. Well, we'll show that evidence to his face, but for now, we'll just continue on. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against that kind of testimony. Well, whatever. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to be working during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Miss Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Interesting. Electricity in Miss Stone's building was out at noon from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Oh, yeah, this is where it starts. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you're supposed to lie in the testimony of the witnesses. You're supposed to. Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? The client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony and the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradiction between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you find the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it into the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the R button, then point out the contradiction in the testimony. Right. So, I pretty much guys gave you a dead giveaway about what the contradiction is. But I guess for this episode, what's the episode mean? Like this episode and the games episode, I'm gonna go through all the testimony, but I might not do that later because that's a lot of dialogue and talking. Anyway, let's press every statement. Let's press. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know, he just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of crime. Wait a minute, the defense requested that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, but the witness means that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? For some of that, I thought something, my door was open behind me. Anyway, half open, you say? Yes, the door was half open, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd, in a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? Thinking it was strange, I looked into the department. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. True words have never been spoken. Anyone would have looked inside. Why didn't they cut him off quite so quickly? So you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. It's kind of weird doing this on the Joy-Con. My Pro Controller is in my room, but I don't know where it's at. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no. I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quelled in fright. I found myself unable to go inside. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. I see. What happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. You thought to call the police? Does it mean you didn't actually call them? Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in the apartment wasn't working? Yes. I mean, no, it wasn't right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, did you? Oh, I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf of the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why you use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Right. What time did you call again? I think this is it, yep. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m.? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. Really? You seem really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Does that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Okay. Yep, this is it. Let's do this. Our first objection. Gotcha, bitch! I found so you found the body at 1 p.m., you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death is some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Aha, I started to sweat. We got him. Oh, that. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. I don't know. Every little detail can help us to the truth. After his testimony, I find it hard to believe. Mr. Sawit. Why were you so certain that you found the body at... Geez, that's a really good question. Good job. Right, way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. see through one, and their whole story falls apart. Sounds simple. It's a hell of a lot more complicated later. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? I don't know if this would fly in court or not. I know I said don't take it seriously, but I'm just curious. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but that was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victims must have been watching a video or taped program. Wait a minute. But didn't you say there was a blackout in the building? That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about that. That's a misunderstanding. So he's trying to cover up his lies with more lies, but he's trying to find a contradiction within his lies. I see, you heard the voice saying the time or the tape program. That's right, you may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Right. You know what to do. Don't worry, Mia. I got this. You see, when I found the body, I've heard the time. You said heard, not saw? Yes, heard. All I saw was the bodies lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, at least my watch. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something? But you were so shocked about the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all. Yeah, you would have been so focused on it rather than hearing it. Witness said the witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything. I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Are you sure it was a television or not a radio? No, I mean, I guess it's probably been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large TV. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing a television. The witness had testified. He heard the time. Yeah, I'm not going to let that get away from me. You heard the television, but there wasn't a blackout record here? I find that strange, Mr. Solwit. How do you explain that? Hold it right there. The prosecution had said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television. Or a video. You got him again. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation of this, Mr. Solwit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Solwit. The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. Yeah, I wonder why, Judge. My apologies, Your Honor. Well, he is a murderer, so he's going to do everything he can to make sure he doesn't get found out. It must have been a shock of finding the body. Very well, Mrs. Solwit. Let's hear your testimony one more, please. Alright. Actually, I didn't hear it at the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah. The murder weapon. You used it to hit the victim. That must be what I saw. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. He said he saw a clock inside the building, but he said he didn't go inside the building, though, didn't he? The defendant may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Let's do this thing. So you can tell he's getting into it now. Now, they think this is when the music gets amped up now, but so we're cornering him. Yep, here he is. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. That strikes me as very suspicious of a mistake. Yes, I can see how you would be a little doubtful. I'm seriously sorry. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock. A table clock? Wait a minute. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Hold on. Yeah, the thinker. Let's press just in case. A table clock? Wasn't there a clock in the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the murder weapon. They can't really use it to hit the victim. Yeah, no. I'm not gonna let you have that one. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now how is it supposed to be a clock? Oh yeah, here we go. The coordinate thing. I love this one. What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? I'm a lawyer. What do you think I am, Salvage? Let's answer the question, Mr. Salvage. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Breen? As a witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The next switch, you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. Oh, so here's a mistake. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony so far? Yes, I have a problem with it because it was supposed to be inside. He said he didn't go inside. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock as he held it in his hands. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Exactly. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed. The witnesses knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment, obviously. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and shock the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Who's this name, Mr. Wright? Yes. Your Honor? Here we go. Mr. Salwich. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandably. Understandable, since the murder weapon broke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Wouldn't the witness character elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard... No, I mean, I saw... Wait. Shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and he burned, give him death. Order in court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There is a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claim. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witnesses heard from you, the clock. Do you have any evidence? Both cases writing on this. I'm ready to think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Salwich heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear, we simply... Yeah, try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now. Here in this court, Your Honor, may I have the clock? Ask the court to listen very carefully. Let's see. Aha! That's certainly a strange way to announce the time. Well, this is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Crane, could you tell me what time is it now? It's 11:30. It's 11:25. Yeah, just 3 hours off. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Salwich heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Salwich, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. I'm gonna prove that. Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, this seems a lot like the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I come on my way here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I'm so close, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Damn, we're so close. What the? Mia? Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia? I mean, Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Do we have proof of it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, didn't she come from Paris? And isn't the time zone between Paris and here different? Perhaps the thinker was still under the time zone of Paris. Yeah, I think we have something here. Wait. Man, maybe I can prove it. You must have some evidence somewhere you can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in this court that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see his evidence that you proves why the clock was running slow. Because... Gotcha, bitch. The victim has just returned from abroad the day for the murder. As we know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's actually 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why at the time you heard when you struck her in the head, it was wrong. Proven enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Ah, yeah. And this is our first breakdown in the series. They get more bizarre later in the game. Nope, that pretty much proves it. He was a murderer. Well, we knew this at the beginning of the series. It just had to bring the truth to light. Holy shit, 40 minutes I've been recording this. Well, this case has been entirely turned out completely than we expected. Mr. Spring, your witness. He was arrested and had been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit in the same case, same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is just only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Yay! He's a free man. But unfortunately, Sidney Stones is gone. The court is adjourned. Yay. Sweet. It turns out that Mr. Frank Sawit is... It turns out that Frank Sawit is just a common burglar. He poses as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people are out at the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Solid let himself to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Solid grabbed the dearest blunt object he could find and killed her. Whew. I still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. A whole lot to you. Yeah, if it wasn't for you giving us that pep talk at the end, we would have gave up. Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial, on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, I imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over, and he's still on at that. Oi. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone. Man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Yeah, she was a thought. Don't worry about it. Larry. Congratulations, Harry. It's Larry, not Harry. Yes, you. I can practically see the headlights now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh? Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this pot for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I wasn't into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't it make you want to just cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she was thinking quite a lot about you, in her own way. Nah. You don't gotta sympathize with me. Okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him. Yeah, right. Well, what the heck is she talking about? Wait, what is she talking about? I mean, it has to be the thinker. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, it has to be the thinker. Yeah, it has to be the thinker. I can't really think of anything else. Check this out, Larry. Proof positives you weren't in just some chump there. Huh? What about the clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she's probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make it what you will. Hey, Nick. I wanted to ask you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Well, that made him feel a little better. Right? Hope to see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our client is guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. In order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner, homie? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of the why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so my first trial comes to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you can count the clock he gave me." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. At the end. Sweetness. Alright, and with that, we will end the episode here. It was actually pretty fun doing this Let's Play. I don't know if we're going to be continuing it or not. I'm getting kind of tired. I need to get something to eat after all that talking. So that's, I will end this here. I'll see you guys next time on the next potential episode of this series. Till then, take care.